Mm-hmm.
What's up, everybody? We are live with the cousins. It is me and Shell today. The other ones will show up when and if they show up. Hi, Shell.
Hey,
How you doing?
I'm yet holding on
You know what? That's all you can do.
at
Sometimes
this point.
yet hold your peace. I
Can
was
you
actually
tell me? I have a question.
okay.
Did you? I know you watched the Grammys.
I
I
did.
didn't get to watch it at all. Not one little piece. Okay. So did you enjoy it or no?
I didn't. So I watched the Grammys. I watched it with. I was actually playing Dungeons and D&D online on my weekly game that I do. So, but I had it on in the background, and it was here. Here's the thing. Congratulations to Viola Davis. She got her EGOT. You know what I
I like
mean?
that.
I like that. It was. Uh, it was okay. I was. Listen. You know how I feel about Beyonce. Um, I had every intentions on being excited about Beyonce winning album of the year, and
Mm-hmm.
when it went to that white man, I said, "Here we go."
What?
You know what I mean? Like, here we go again.
Okay. Only
Because
thing that was missing is Kanye
I said, "Where is
saying
Kanye?
his
You
piece.
need him."
Right. Acting the fool.
That is the one time Kanye would have been justified on getting on that stage and acting up, and he wasn't there.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? Because here's the deal: like, both I've listened to all of the albums that were except for the ABBA album because I have no interest in that. But like I've
Mm-hmm.
listened to all the albums that were nominated for album of the year, and if Kendrick had won it, I would have been like, all right, you know what I mean? It's a good
Mm-hmm.
album. If Bad Bunny had won it, I would have been like, all right, you know what I'm saying? That's a good album too. You know, neither one of those are better than the Renaissance, but I'll let it ride. You know,
Right.
Harry Styles that album.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had the nerve to say that this don't happen to people like me. Like you're not a straight white cisgendered man living in 2023. Sir, it only happens to you. Like
Okay.
you know,
Like newsflash.
like what do you mean this doesn't happen to you? Like I don't understand. But either way, like I still look at the fact that Beyonce is still the most Grammy awarded artist in history. So, like, just because y'all won't give her the top prizes doesn't mean saying that she isn't out here stomping on all y'all necks. And that's just
Right.
we just have to take that for what it is. As far as the show itself was concerned, I thought Lizzo's performance was interesting. Um,
When you say interesting, is that a good thing? Because that can go either way.
it was good. It was good. It was like the thing is like as much as I love Lizzo and Lizzo's music, when I hear it, something about her doesn't grab me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it's not one of those things
Hmm.
ones where like I hear it and I go, oh, I'm never excited to hear a new Lizzo song. If a new Lizzo song
Right.
comes out, I'll be like, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? That was all right, or that wasn't
Hmm.
necessarily my thing, but like it's she doesn't necessarily like grab hold of and make me want to listen on repeat. So it was
Right.
interesting and it was good, and I'm sure that people who are Lizzo fans enjoy it.
Hmm.
But like for me, it just
So
doesn't.
now I'm gonna have to check her. I'm gonna have to check hers out because I didn't see her. I was seeing like little snippets of them, but I didn't see her. So now I got to find out.
I saw the Sam Smith song performance was a lot, but I also understood like why his performance was because everybody was like, why does he bring in so demonic? Well, the song is called Unholy, and
Okay.
like it's about being literally the song is about like you going out cheating on your wife and like doing dirty things. It's like doing something unholy, like it's doing dirty things. So I understood where he was coming from with it. I preferred his performance at SNL better, more than this one.
Right.
Because
I
his
agree with
SNL
that.
performance was dope. Like when he had the big, like the long coat dress on, and it had Kim Petras hidden underneath the whole time until it was time for her to come out. That was dope. This one, I was like, you could have done this one at SNL and saved your Grammy performance and done this here. Like,
Right.
I would have
Exactly.
connected more.
Now I didn't see the video of that one, but I saw a picture of how it looked. It was, the red and then the costumes and I didn't, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't. It's again. Because I know the song, and I actually like the song. I think the song is cute. Because it's something different from Sam Smith that you don't. Because usually Sam Smith songs are like really ballady, and I'm so sad that
And commercial.
Yeah, like so this is a very like it's a grittier song from him, so I like that. But it's like so far the visually, I didn't think that performance was like it wasn't interesting to me because I've seen better performances.
Yeah.
Let's see. Harry Styles couldn't find the key to any lock. I don't know what like to me, like you won album of the year, and I recognize that like that's the whole album and all of that, and it's the whole total package. But like the one time that you were supposed to stomp on our faces
should have been this time.
Should have been this time.
I agree.
And you didn't stomp on nothing but your own voice.
Right. Right. You're supposed to show us why you got it. Why you're here.
I was like, the way you sounded terrible. You didn't, your choreography was off, and then they said that the turntable spun in the wrong direction. Let me tell you who wouldn't have the turntable wouldn't spin in the wrong direction. You know who it wouldn't spin in the wrong direction for?
Okay.
Yeah, I said
your girl.
It would never spin in the wrong direction. It wouldn't. The turntable would have known what it was supposed to do.
Right.
Or everybody in the building would have been fired. So, and even if the turntable spun in the wrong direction, that voice would have still worked.
Right. So he must have sounded a hot mess.
Hot ass mess.
Now I need to go check him out.
I was like, this is what you guys call album of the year material?
Right. Well, they said album of the year, not performer of the year. So I guess that's where we're at with that.
Well, it's interesting because people have come out afterwards and said, like, there was apparently a couple of days before the Grammys, Variety did a secret ballot, or had people who were actually on the committee, like, anonymously put in, like, who their thoughts were or why they voted the way they did. And, like, two of them were like, oh, well, I didn't vote for Beyonce because she always wins. And
that's not a thing. Is that how you do that?
They were like, and like one of them was like, I voted for ABBA, although I know the album isn't that great because I've always loved ABBA. I didn't even really listen to any of the other albums. How are you on the board?
Yeah, both of them. Yeah,
and
how are you on the board?
You're not listening to the other albums. That is your job.
Right. Exactly.
Like and again, like I feel like you can have your opinions on whether you like Beyonce, you enjoy Beyonce, whether you don't like her. You know what I mean? You can't deny the work ethic and the talent that she puts in. You know what I mean? Like those are things you can't do. You can say the music isn't for me, and that's fine.
Right.
But if you're saying, oh well, she always wins and everybody likes her, so like he was like every time that she put something out is an event, and I feel like that's a little pretentious. I don't give a damn about your feelings.
Right.
Your job was to listen to these albums and make your decision based on that. Again, had it been Kendrick, had it been Bad Bunny, even though I don't know, I don't have a clue what that man's saying, the music is good.
Right.
Had it been Adele, I'd have kind of side out it a little bit because that album, I'm sorry, all Adele albums sound the same. They're boring to me.
Right.
Like
she's okay.
She's okay, but they all sound the same. It's all boring. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. Now
So
let's get to the old school. Did you enjoy that? I saw that
I
it
saw
was.
some of it. I didn't get to see all of it. I don't like the fact that they cut it off in the middle like that. They did cut it off because apparently originally it was supposed to be like 30 minutes long, and Smith was supposed to be in it, and they cut him out.
Who? Chris?
Will Smith.
Will Smith.
Right, because he's the first. Like, and to me, if anybody should have been on that stage, like all the people that were on the stage,
I don't think everybody was ready. That would have, if they would have had him up there performing, that's all they would have talked about is how he slapped Chris and how he up there this year.
Well, I mean, but he's also the first rap Grammy winner. Like, yeah, one. So I mean, it's like, yeah, you could be. And come on, y'all, it was a year ago. Let that shit go. Let it go.
It's not that easy. You know how that go.
I mean, it's because listen, if he was a white man, they would have let it go by now. They'd have forgot all about it.
You think so?
Yeah.
No. I mean, they might have let it go.
But it would have been a redemption. It would have been, you know, he has risen from the ashes and has learned all his lessons. And so let's celebrate him by bringing him up on the stage. It would have been a real apology tour like Will's trying to do now, and you know everybody would have been fine. But you know, either way, it is what it is. I was going to ask you, so because you've been quiet on the group chats lately. You all right?
I'm all right. I'm yet holding on.
I said I was going to start off with a mental health check-in because I'm going to tell you right now, this depression is kicking my behind.
Okay. And so when I know that you get your help for that. So what's some of the tips on what they say that you're supposed to do to help out? I'm just curious how that works.
Just kind of being present in the moment, you know, understanding and recognizing that this too shall pass, and that my brain is lying to me. You know what I mean? Like, it's trying to day by day, like celebrate little wins, celebrate the little wins. Just because you're not where you want to be, you know what I'm saying, or you feel like you're supposed to be, doesn't mean you're not moving forward. And for me, like losing that job was a setback. And so I was like, I've been trying to get over the hump, but it's been a lot more difficult because I wasn't planning on it. Obviously, I wasn't planning on losing my job. And so this is like a stumble in the road, and I'm just trying to get up. And so for me, I'm just having faith. You know, God got me.
For sure.
And, you know, but also not like trying not to wallow in it. I'm trying to sit in and process my emotions and process my feelings without actually like wallowing in it. Because the worst thing that you can do, I think, in my opinion, the worst thing you can do is try to shut it out and not think about it, and not actually process the feelings that you have, because they're gonna come back. I feel like with any kind of negative emotion, anger, grief, the more you bottle that stuff up, the more you build
Mhm.
resentment. So you got to
Yeah.
it. And so right now I'm in kind of the processing phase, but that doesn't mean it don't suck.
Right.
Um,
That's a whole life right there. It can suck, but you gotta keep on keeping on. You gotta embrace the little wins exactly like you said. And then if you could slot in just a little bit of finding your new job that you would like to do, try, so that's behind me. Now I gotta press forward and find, I know you're trying to have a certain time frame, certain hours, and and all of that stuff. They're out there. So, once you pick yourself up by your bootstraps and you're able to get out there without thinking about so much what happened in the past and try to find you something else.
right. And that's kind of where I'm at now.
Mhm.
Like I've been doing this thing where I've been applying for like sending out my resume to 10 different, I see job things come up because I got
Mhm.
like recruiter and stuff on my phone. And so I'm like,
Mhm.
go ahead and send these out and I just like if I do 10 a day, that's a win.
Yeah.
I mean, like
Yeah.
that is a win if I do look up research 10 a day. Um,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? That means that by the end of the week I didn't put 70 applications in somewhere. You know,
Mhm.
it
Yeah.
just that be kind of what my driving force is on that.
Yeah.
And while still
Yep.
continuing to do the things that I want, do the things that I can do right now.
Right.
Because here's the deal: like being broke is terrible.
I
Like
agree.
it
I
is
agree with
the worst. Like it is the worst. It's funny because I feel like sometimes we glorify poverty in some ways.
you.
Uh,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? Like, but it's more like the I've been in it and I got out.
Yeah.
But what we don't really talk about is like it's actually more expensive to be poor.
Mhm.
Like keep if we're being real, like it is actually
And it's draining. It's
draining.
draining mentally. Yeah.
Yeah,
For everybody. Yeah. It is that feel like they're broke. It is draining trying to see past not having any money to a future like I know I'm going to get some money, but it just don't feel like it's coming anytime soon.
anytime soon, right? Like and that's the thing. Like it's that intersection of like I don't have like, but bills still want to come out. Like
Mhm.
regardless of
They're
whether
not
you
gonna
got it or
stop.
not, they don't stop. They
Right.
don't go.
Mm-mm.
Oh,
They're
well, you
gonna
don't
keep
have it.
going.
They just say, well, you know what I mean? You still got to eat. You still got to
Mhm.
put gas in the car. You still got to, in order for you to, there's still things that you have to do. And then there are
Mhm.
things that like, God forbid, like in my situation, I commissioned some an artist to do some cosplay pieces for me before I got fired.
Mhm.
I already
Mhm.
put the down payment down on that, so I gotta pay.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like I got to
Mhm.
pay for it. So it's like, how the hell am I gonna come up with the money for this? And
Yeah.
how am I gonna do this? And how am I gonna do that? Because now if I don't, like, it's not that person's fault that's putting
Right.
the work in
Mhm.
that I don't have a job.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? So now I got somebody else doing work for me that's relying on me to give them the funds that I owe them
Right.
now. And so there's that. So that's on top of me. And I'm sure like this person's a friend. I could be like, look, I don't have it. But that's also the same at the same time. Like I don't want to put that on somebody else. I don't want somebody else to be like, because you worked hard for that. You know,
Mhm.
you put your work in. I don't like it's a lot. And I'm trying to, figure out how to like rob Peter to pay Paul, which, if you didn't grow up with a whole lot of money, like there are skills. I say that what happens to people when they don't have money, and like you either like, and then you grow up. So if you grow up poor, you know what I mean? One of two things happens. You
Mhm.
get up, I feel like you grow up, you either save every penny because you don't know when it's coming back,
Mhm.
or you spend every penny because you don't know when it's going to come back again. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it's
Mhm.
when you are financially, when you grow up with financial illiteracy, you because you if you grew up with lack, you're like, I want to make sure I got one life. I want to make sure that I'm always happy. You know,
Mhm.
if I can afford it, I'm gonna go do it, and I don't think about tomorrow. Or you
Right.
hold on to everything, and because you're like, I always want to make sure I have, so I don't
Mhm.
spend. And I think there are merits to both of those, but I think what we need to, like, there's a middle ground where you can spend and enjoy yourself and get things purchase things that you want, not just that you need, without going
Mhm.
and still having savings. And that's the for me, because we all grew up relatively. We weren't poor. We weren't like we weren't debt,
Mhm.
but we had a lot of money.
Right.
And I think that, like, for me, I spent a lot of time, being like, I went to work, I did the thing, I have money, I deserve, and I didn't save.
Right.
And what I'm learning, and it's a hard lesson to learn, is that just because I want it doesn't mean I have to have it.
True that. Or
And,
right, have it right now.
right.
Mhm. Mhm.
And, having savings for emergencies or a rainy day is more important than that one bit of, than that dopamine that I get when I make a purchase of something
Right.
I want.
Mhm.
Because I wasn't able to do that young when I was little or when I was younger.
Right. Mhm.
Um,
Well, I mean, some people just learn to save it, not it don't even have to do with their past. And then there are some people who have to go through the hard times and the stress and see this is not where you want to be. So when you finally get that money again, then you'll be a little more smarter about it, a little
right.
smarter about the and it took me a while to get to that point. But when I was able to do some type of savings, I made sure uh, I'm the one who's frugal and like, we don't need
Just
that.
somebody else do it.
Well, yeah, that's me. Where my husband would not be that way. He's that way, but not to the point that I am.
Right.
I'm going to try to hold on because I have struggled, and I have had it where I didn't know if I was going to be able to pay my mortgage or my car payment or either or both.
Right.
Because some emergency done came up, and now I got to put some money into this, or now I don't have any money. You just kind of once you have that struggle and you are in that low point in your life and you have that feeling, you don't want to ever go back there again. If you should now going forward, when you feel like you want to have a shopping spree, if something should be in the back of your mind, like, hold it, do you really need,
You know,
do you really need that, or should you keep that in the bank and get some money growing in your account? Because at this age that we're at, both at, we need to have
some in the
money
account.
in
Right.
in the account, and not so much out here just having a good time buying anything we want to. I don't go out and do that. I don't go out and buy anything I want to. I mean, I could go out here and splurge, but I do not do that. And you could say, hey, because you work hard, you deserve to have that. Yes, but you also deserve to have peace of mind, a place to lay your head, a car to drive, and some food to eat. If you
Right.
have those things, here and there you can go get you a little extra, a little bit. But I don't do that. I don't go out here. I have been in the struggle part. I don't ever, if I can help it, I do everything in my power to make sure I have a savings because I don't like the feeling. It is it's a continuous panic attack when you don't have money and you have bills, but you don't have the money to match the bills. It is a continuous panic attack.
Yes,
Nobody should live like that.
it is. And the thing is we have gotten, we as a society, and I will say especially Black people, um, because we've gotten so used to living in that panic attack state
Hmm.
that,
Right.
what I'm saying, we don't even, like, if we're not in it, it's almost like it's almost uncomfortable to not
Yeah.
feel
Right. The
that kind of
rush.
pressure. You know what I mean?
Because that's what it
Like,
is. Hmm.
and so, like, because for me, I definitely am, coming out of, but was deep in the I deserve.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I worked hard for this. I deserve. I want it. I'm gonna
Hmm.
get it. You know what I'm saying? And I don't care about tomorrow because you can't take it with you. You know what I mean? Like, I can be
Right.
gone tomorrow, and so
Correct.
and
We
so
all can. Hmm.
that's, but that, like, again, like you said, that's dangerous too because you keep
Hmm.
yourself in that state of panic because it's
Yeah.
comfortable.
Yes. And it is just continuous because you never get out. It's hard to get out that rabbit hole. Once you start that little rabbit hole, it that's pretty much it. Because you are always, like you said, robbing Peter to pay Paul. Just
Yeah,
trying to make it work. Trying to, okay, I ain't gonna pay this bill this time. I'm gonna do that.
but
If you
right,
ever get, yeah, and if you ever get to the position where you are able to put that money, get your bill straight, and then sit back like, woo, this, you will be like, woo, this feels good to not have to worry about anything hanging over your head. Oh, you got to pay your car insurance. Oh Lord, if I don't pay my car insurance, they're gonna shut me down. Then you're not
right.
gonna have car insurance, and it's a tumbling effect because then I don't know how it is there, but you get fees and stuff. You then you got to pay more money because you don't have insurance, and it's too much.
It's
It's
expensive.
too much.
It's so expensive to be broke. Like, it really is. And to me, I think that's backwards. But I also get it in the sense that, like, you don't want to stay in that. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
It's supposed to be a deterrent to keep
right.
you, to make sure you pay your bills, to make sure you keep stuff. But if you don't have it, you don't have it. So
If you don't have it, you don't have it. But what you do have is you should be able to go get it. That part you got to figure out. And then once you're able to go get it, you got to make you a good plan
and
to
I'm
stay out
so
of.
bad at it. Like, it's funny. My
Mhm.
partner is very good with money. My neighbor, you met Blue.
Yep.
Uh, she works in banks and financial planning. Like,
Hmm.
I have all of the
You
tools,
have.
but
Yep.
anytime somebody talks to me about money, I immediately am
You
like,
ain't trying to hear it. You ain't trying to hear it. Right.
it's like, here come the panic attack. Here it come.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
part of it is because growing up, we didn't talk about money. All we knew was we was
No.
broke.
No.
You
We
know,
didn't talk about money. We did not talk about money. And there are people out there who do talk to their kids about money and how to invest and how to do this and that. And so they grow up with a little know-how before
right?
they even really start working. Whereas, we didn't grow up and we didn't grow up with that talk. Now,
No,
what I did get though, I got having my stepfather and my mother, they were go-getters. And they did, I mean, at one time my stepfather had probably like four jobs at a time. And this is when he was sick,
right.
and he had that and taking care of his house. So what I did get was that you don't have to sit down or sit back and struggle. You can go out here and you can get what you need to get until you make it.
Right.
Go out
And
there, get your job, what some type of job, get out there, hustle. You might end up finding you having your own business. And it's a lot of people out here doing that now because of social media, that they out here finding ways, besides like what you're doing. They do that, and also they have other hustles that has come from social media that has given them money. So
right. The
it's a
money's
lot
out
out
here. It's
here.
just having to find. It's just finding it. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
and
It,
one of the things I think you're right. Because like what I learned from about my dad. Charles man, you work. Like if
oh
nothing
yeah.
else, that man worked. So like
Yep.
I learned that part, like the work ethic. You go to work, you do this, you know, you
Being
know
in a
volunteer.
him being in the military, you
Right,
know.
like you go to work, you do the things that you got to do.
Yeah. You
Um,
got a family,
right, but like
responsibilities.
I feel like what we didn't learn is we learned the first part of that. You know what I mean? We
Hmm.
learned you go to work. What we didn't learn, and I think a lot of families don't teach is okay, you went to work, you got the paycheck. Now what do we do with this paycheck?
Hmm.
To,
Right.
what's
Yeah,
the
that part.
part of that? And I think
Yeah,
part of it,
that
a lot
part.
of it is because our parents didn't like I realize now as an adult that my parents didn't know what they was doing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like nobody does.
Hmm.
We don't know what we're doing. We doing our best and just hoping it all works out in the
Hmm.
end. And I don't mean that as a dig by any means. It is
Hmm.
that's just how life is. You don't know.
Yeah, I mean, well, especially if you're talking about when they were younger, maybe, but as you get older, you start to try to figure that thing out. Because, like I said, you do get tired of struggling, and if there is a way for you not to struggle, if that means sacrificing for a little bit just to get where you need to get that cushion, and so you can be on the other side of those bills and not on the underside of the bills, then you can feel better, and then you can still continue to progress in what you need to do, and that means investing and all kinds of different things. There's a lot of things out here that you can do. I mean, people out here, just think about, I'm gonna go to the little crazy PPP loans that everybody got. They
Right.
didn't have the business, but they got the PPP
They got
loans, but
loans.
then they use that money to go get some type of business, because they was like, okay, y'all better get yourselves out there and get y'all a
Listen,
business if y'all
because
gonna
we want this
and
money
they
back.
did it. Mhm. Now
we,
they might
we
have swindled and dwindled, but they I don't know, because they if your mindset is spin spin spin, then they might not have that money. They probably broke as I don't know what right now off
and
the
what they
people.
didn't
They
catch
don't have
was
all of
that thing said PPP loan.
right, right,
That wasn't
exactly.
PPP. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't a PPP
Giveaway,
giveaway.
right,
That was going to
right.
be loan. So the government going to be like, run me that.
Right.
Run me
I'm
that.
so glad I didn't. But I wouldn't even feel
I would
right
feel right
doing
doing
that.
it because I
I
thought
could
like
not do that.
because I thought about it right when I started
Hmm.
doing this. You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
said, okay, this is what I want to do as my business. I thought about it.
Hmm.
I was like,
Hmm.
technically, I do have it is a business. I am working on, but I was like, you know what? If they give me $10,000 and in 2 years
You
they say,
better get you two little workers.
you know, what I'm saying,
Yeah,
say
get you.
where my money
Mhm.
at, I'm not gonna know what to do.
Right,
So,
right,
you're not gonna have me in jail. I'm not gonna do it
right. Yeah, no, it's not that important.
because
Not to
people are
me.
going to jail for
Okay.
these CP loans, and I can't stand. I can't be a part of it. Well, Shell, I loved our little one-on-one talk we had today.
Yeah, it was great. Oh, that gets 750. We done talk right on into our little
Right on into it. So, guys,
to the president.
we about to watch the State of the Union address, and
Yeah.
we'll be back next week with the whole gang. It was
Mm-hmm.
always a pleasure. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, all that. We talked all kinds of stuff. I really enjoyed our conversation today. I really
Yes,
did.
I did too. I did too.
All right, family, we're
All
gonna let
right,
y'all run.
guys.
Bye
See
bye.
you. Bye.